Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Thursday, April the 17th. We're here to look at the new releases that are published in this week, and on Thursdays we look at fantasy and science fiction. Quick announcements. I do have sprints tonight. They're at 8 p.m. Eastern. They go for 2.5 hours. I do them every Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Saturday afternoons for a total of 10 hours of your self-care time, whatever it is that you define it for your happy place. Is it reading? Is it working on a project, being creative, or just closing your eyes? That is up to you. I just provide the time and space for that. Hello, what is this? There we go. All right, let's jump into fantasy and science fiction. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who are very excited for this first one. It's a new series in the Shatter Me world. It's called Watch Me by Tahira Mafi. James Anderson had a plan, or half of one. All that matters is that he managed to do what his older brother, the famous Aaron Warner Anderson, never did: infiltrate Ark Island, the last refuge of the re-establishment. In the past decade, no outsider has breached the stronghold of the authoritarian regime, but James is in a prison cell, sure, but as far as James is concerned, a win is a win. It's been 10 years since the fall of the re-establishment, 10 years since the notorious duo Juliet Ferrars and Aaron Warner Anderson led a worldwide rebellion and established the new Republic of the West. But after a decade of unsettling quiet, the re-establishment is ready to make a devastating move, and they have the perfect person for the job. Rosabelle Wolfe had a plan. She always had a plan. On Ark Island, where constant surveillance is packaged as security, even emotions must be experienced with caution. A trained assassin, her every movement is monitored by synthetic intelligence, and when she's given an order to kill, she never hesitates, brimming with pulse-pounding action, blah, blah, blah. Who are we when no one is watching is the tagline. Good morning, Mary. Happy Thursday. Yesterday I went to Williamsburg, for a tour of the Michelangelo exhibit at the new William and Mary Art Gallery. We had a personal tour, so very special. Wow. Oh, I bet that was amazing. Echoes of Night by Caitlin McFarland, first in the Daughters of the Shattered Moon series. She didn't expect to survive the night. To satisfy the terms of a treaty between her pack and the Alpha who murdered her brother, 24-year-old Selena Beaumont finds herself taking the place of her spoiled sister as a sacrificial bride. Let her be the sacrificial bride. Powerless as a wolfless pack servant, what chance does she stand against a monster like Killian Darrow, the only living heir of the depraved Alpha King? But something happens when he touches her, something that echoes in her soul, charged with monster to a man, changed from monster to a man. That makes way more sense. A mysterious transformation is revealed, throwing all that is known about the murderous Alpha into doubt. He's looking to break a monstrous curse. Killian prefers to keep others at a safe distance, but after Selena unlocks the mystery of his affliction, he has no choice but to keep her close, skin to skin close, or risk the monster rearing its ugly head. But soon it becomes clear that not everyone wants him to be free, or see a wolfless woman married to the most powerful Alpha in a generation. As allies turn to enemies and old secrets stir, they will learn that nothing and no one is what it seems. Good morning, Elena. I hope you're doing good. And she says, good morning. I am great. Thanks for asking. You are welcome. It's good to see you. Shattered Moonlight by Casey Harper. Kane and Briar are back, but so is Danger. Oh, this is second in a series. Hang on a second. Blah. Dog hair. Briar and Kane have solved Cambria's murder, but the trouble keeps coming. Briar's stepfather was the one pulling their strings all along. Now he's compelling her to protect his secrets while he uses her as a pawn in his torturous game. Torn between her stepfather's commands and her own heart, Briar struggles with her new role as her coven's second. And with Kane as alpha of the northern pack, duty threatens to rip them apart. Then Kane's old flame reappears, igniting Briar's jealousy and throwing another wrench into their suddenly complicated relationship. With secret suspicions and powerful forces working to tear them apart, can Kane and Briar weather this storm? The Lie That Binds Them, third in the Soulfire saga by Matthew Ward. The kingdom of Kalad is ruled by a new and brutal despot, and its rebels scattered across its vast lands. With folk hero Valiant missing, Cat is now the leader of the rebellion. When an assassination attempt rattles the kingdom, Cat turns to a powerful new ally for help. The cost of victory will be high, but time is running out to save Kalad. Short and sweet, we like it. End of that row. He says they had original drawings where he was figuring out how to do all the figures on the Sistine Chapel. Perspective was a major issue, as well as the figures would be 68 feet up into the ceiling. Very good point. Oh, I bet that was so cool. Elena, tomorrow PK don't have any sprints, so they have it today and Saturday. Indeed! No sprints tomorrow, tonight, and Saturday afternoon. And Mary says hi to Elena. The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson, first in the Eternal Path trilogy. Let us fly now to the Empire of Arun, where after 24 years of peace, the reign of Burson the Brusque, has come to an end. In the dizzying heat of midsummer, 7 exceptional warriors, thinkers, strategists compete to replace him. When one of them is murdered, it falls to Nima Kra, the Emperor's brilliant, idiosyncratic high scholar, to find the killer and fight for the throne. Nima believes she is alone, but we are here to help. All she has to do is let us in. If she succeeds, we will win an empire. If she fails, death awaits her, but we won't let that happen. We are the Raven, and we are magnificent. Whoa. And all kinds of blurbage. The Violence of Sound by Jeff Wheeler, second in the Invisible College series. What humankind feared the most has come to pass, the awakening of the Asir, an ancient race who rose with an implacable vengeance to wage war on mortals through bombardments and plague. 2 people gifted with magic and ingenuity strive to stop them. Professor Robinson Huxley, an elocutionist in the Invisible College, prepares to, how do you know it's there in a college and it's invisible? They have to announce it, which kind of defeats the purpose of being invisible, right? Prepares to exhibit his invention to the world. Using sound to defeat the enemy could change the course of the war. It's invaluable to the military, even more so to a conniving rival who'll do anything to prove its patent as her own. An extraordinary obstacle could stand in the way. Robinson's new wife, McKenna, robbed of her hearing by an Asir scourge, is otherwise blessed with mysterious powers she's only beginning to comprehend. She's also harboring a secret that could get her killed. As a very human war escalates inside the Invisible College, a supernatural one with Asir rages outside. But are love and sorcery enough for Robinson and McKenna to conquer both? And I have a sneeze coming. Excuse me. Mary says, pretty morning here in Virginia, in the upper 30s, but going up to the 60s. Such a blue sky and the green of the new leaves crowning the trees. Gorgeous contrast. Oh, I bet it's very pretty. We have snow. 6 inches fell overnight, and it continues to snow. There's always that late spring snow. This is it. Chaos King by Kaysen Callender, second in the Infinity Alchemist. Da, 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 da. Ever since he rose up against his father and saved New Anglia from destruction, Ash has been struggling to adapt to his new life. He has nightmares every night, haunted by strange black orbs and his screaming dead mother. Ash is sure she's trying to warn him that the world is still in danger and becomes determined to find a way to speak to her again. But communicating with the dead isn't easy, even for an alchemist as powerful as Ash. It doesn't help that violent anti-alchemist sentiment is spreading across New Anglia. When Ash is captured by a radical group inspired by his father's legacy, he must decide if alchemist's rights can be trusted in the hands of the houses, along with his partners Callum and Ramsay, or if Ash must follow the path his father laid for him and become the leader of an alchemist revolution. Can Ash keep his relationships together and stop the world from falling apart? The Ashfire King, second in the Sandsea trilogy by Chelsea Abdullah. The bees seem to be settling in okay. Oh, good. I hope they thrive. Yeah. Yep. La, la, la. Neither here nor there, but long ago. Is that like in a galaxy far, far away? After fleeing a patricidal prince, legendary merchant Luli al-Nazari and banished prince Mazen bin Malik find themselves in the realm of Jinn, but instead of sanctuary, they find a world on the cusp of collapse. The Jinn cities, long sheltered beneath the sand sea by magic of its kings, are sinking. Amid the turmoil, political alliances are forming and a rebellion is on the rise. When Luli assists a dissenter, one of her bodyguard's old comrades, she puts herself in the center of a centuries-old war. Trapped in a world that isn't her own and wielding magic that belongs to a fallen king, Luli must decide, will she carry on someone else's legacy or carve out her own? End of that row. The Coming Dark, Book 2, by DJ Mullis. 10 months of total war have taken their toll on humanity. The unrelenting pace of combat operations is whittling everyone down. Liam is fed up with always being on the defensive. Chi and Jericho's relationship is beginning to fray at the edges. Even Wimsby is beginning to show signs of, heaven forbid, insufficient bandwidth. As the Deathbringers flit from one end of the universe to the other, pushing back against constant probing attacks by the Ferox, Liam is required to be on nearly every operation. His ability to sense and locate wraith graves is integral to the war effort, and yet Liam still feels like he's not doing enough, mainly because Command says that he's too valuable to risk, and therefore won't let him fight. No, he just has to sit there and watch everyone else die. Amid those ever-rising casualties, new generations of Deathbringers are being pushed into combat with less and less training. Ceres Champlain, reinstated and recently promoted to chief, knows the perils of this tragedy. Because while it might bolster their ranks in the short term, it's really hard to keep a squad of barely trained newbies alive. In fact, she's failing pretty badly in that regard. Humanity needs help, and they need it fast. Strategy. Word of the day. Hard to get those opening words out of your head if you're a sci-fi author in a galaxy far, far away. We have our copier. We've been having issues with switching to a new copier as part of our cybersecurity thing. And our copier guy is a friend of Steve's. We've known him for years. And he was talking about Star Wars yesterday, and he was like, well, it came out in the 90s. I said, no, it came out in the 70s. What? Like, yeah. And he's not young. And he's not old, but it was like, seriously? Where were you in the 70s? Dark Diamond by Neil Asher, first in a series called Dark Diamond. Doomed to die and die again, Captain Blight knows that someone or something is trying to kill him, but a device he possesses, known only as the Dark Diamond, won't let that happen. After surviving a series of catastrophic accidents and assassination attempts, Blight realizes that whenever he dies, the Dark Diamond reverses time to a moment before his death. He must go through the traumatic experience again and again until he escapes. Every encounter Blight survives generates a time flash, which reveals potential futures. This extraordinary phenomenon attracts the attention of polity agents and the crab-like praetor who wish to acquire this power for themselves. Hunted across space and time, Blight must uncover the true nature of the Dark Diamond before it causes his destruction. Manipulation, Magic Eater, Book Number 1 by Sean Oswald. Tad has a secret. Found as a child, the sole survivor of an apparent shipwreck, he grows up an orphan with no memory of his past or the heritage which gives rise to his strange ability to smell magic. Tad has a problem. Adventurers, hoping to exploit Tad's ability to find the best magic, forcibly take him into a dungeon so far beyond his level that the slightest mistake could mean death. Tad has a plan. In the depths of a dungeon, Tad learns more about his true nature. Not only can he sniff out magic, he can eat it, using the mana to bend enchantments to his will, creating some truly epic gear in the process. He must unlock the secrets of his heritage and find his place in the wider multiverse. He knows he's a man, but there's a demon who says he's so much more. He's a magic eater. Can I get that with a side of fries? Empire for Hire by Michael Anderle. First in the Freelance Vampire series. Two worlds collide in a supernatural partnership. Desperate times call for desperate measures. As the ex-military owner of Sterling Security Solutions, Tatiana Sterling excels at handling dangerous situations. Her problem? Landing clients in a male-dominated industry. The solution? Hiring mysterious heartthrob Jackson Dale Shade to play the role of her business partner. Oh, we're doing Remington Steele. When Eleanor Kensington hires them to find her missing grandson, Tatiana and JD discover the case is far more sinister than a simple disappearance. As they navigate this treacherous investigation, Tatiana finds herself increasingly drawn to JD's charm, strength, and uncanny abilities. Something different about him emerges: impossibly fast reflexes, superhuman strength, along with a troubling aversion to law enforcement. The unlikely duo must work together to uncover the truth and confront powerful enemies who will stop at nothing to keep their secrets. Can Tatiana trust JD with her business and possibly her heart when he's clearly hiding his true nature? Or will his supernatural secret destroy everything they're building together? And that is all we have for today. In fantasy and science fiction. I wonder how many calories are in a bite of magic, and do they disappear as you eat them? Inquiring minds want to know. Indeed. Can you eat too much? Do you get full? These are very good questions, Mary. I'm glad you brought that up. All right. Well, tomorrow is Friday, Freeform Friday, so we will look at the rest of the Cozy Mysteries from Monday and any other books that might catch my attention that don't necessarily fall under those categories. All right. So we're going to end a little bit early, which gives me a little extra time to get to work. I think the streets are okay. It's been too warm. Thank you so much. You are welcome, Elena. Hi, thank you very much for being here. You are a very good friend. Thank you. So again, I do have sprints tonight. They're at 8 p.m. Eastern. I will see you tomorrow. Awesome. I look forward to seeing you. Have a very good day, sweetie. And that's it. Sprints tonight. Freeform Friday tomorrow. Have a very good day, everybody. Be safe. Enjoy your day on purpose. Choose love. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Have a good day. God bless.